Hello, fellow classmates. My name is Diego Felix, and my partner's name is Herman Day. Today we'll be discussing how I.A. Richards theorizes that meaning is made. Before we get into Richards' theory of how we come to make meaning, we will give a brief background on I.A. Richards. Based on class discussions and material from the book, we know that Richards' motivation for studying rhetoric stems from. Before we get into Richards' theory of how we come to make meaning, we will give a brief background on I.A. Richards. Based on class discussions and material from the book, we know that Richards' motivation for studying rhetoric stems from a desire to clear up misunderstandings in communication. We also know that Richards rejected traditional rhetoric that placed the focus on classic attempts at prescription, which basically meant do this, don't do. In Richards' revised rhetoric, he argues that we create our own theories of language and how language works. The best place to start if we are going to do that is in the word in of its own. We must understand a word. Singular words help create meaning. Meaning mediates thinking. In simpler terms, if you don't have the words, you don't have the ability to think. This goes for both intrapersonal communication, which occurs in our. So how does I.A. Richards theorize that meaning is made? Or in other words, how do we quote unquote get meaning? First, you have a perception. So we open our eyes and see something that evokes feeling, which makes an engram, which is basically a memory trace in our mind. Those engrams then become part of a context, which is basically a cluster of relationships. We understand that the same things continually happen in a particular.
Not quite understanding how we come to get meaning? No need to worry, I'm an expert. With my expertise, I have provided an example that will help you better understand. Richards advised that we be sure we understand what was meant before we act on what we heard. The best possible way to remember these concepts is by remembering the acronym PECS. P-E-C-S. Yes, we mean pecs as in pectoral muscles. As in every Monday.
Created using Powtoon.